and we welcome you to Video Game News on this July 29th, 2024. And we begin our program with some breaking news as well. It's not really breaking news, but it's for some people, this is still news regardless. Today marks the official end of the Xbox 360 marketplace. And while some parts of the world have already experienced the official shutdown, this does not mean it's the end for Xbox 360 games on Xbox consoles, as select Xbox 360 as well as Xbox games will be available on the Xbox Series X as well as the Xbox One. However, it is the official end of an era, as the Xbox 360 was considered to be one of the best competitor to Sony's PlayStation 3, and its marketplace had a lot of Xbox content as well as streaming apps and stuff. It will be the official end of an era. This today also marks the second major video game company to shut down a major online marketplace, as Nintendo did it earlier this year with the Wii and the Wii U. With the Wii U, actually, let me rephrase that. With the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS consoles shutting down the eShop earlier this year. Meanwhile, there is more, and if this could be a sad day for many Xbox fans, it just keeps getting worse. Today, with 3 months left before the official release of Sonic and Shadow Generations, the original 360 version of the iconic original Sonic Generations has been officially delisted. From the Xbox marketplaces on the Xbox One as well as the Xbox Series X. It is to gear up for the official release of the new game. But this is Video Games Live on this 4 minutes before the 30th of July. This is 29th of July, 2024. As we are following more stories from the video game, more video game news. Here's another, and if Xbox can't, and of course we're sticking with the Xbox for now because we have another developing story with Xbox. If I can look it up, give me 1 second. As we are and this is mainly involving Xbox owners, according to Game Rant, and of course, it had cheating in the newest installment. Warzone is on the rise with the recent release of Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox Game Pass. Of course, players are frustrated with the influx of cheaters using aim hacks and wall hacks to unfair advantages. This is according to Game Rant. Players are now, and this is what it says in the article, many Call of Duty Warzone players are now describing the game as unplayable due to the influx of cheaters exploiting the ease of access provided Xbox Game Pass to evade anti-cheat measures. Of course, Xbox and Microsoft own Activision, the main company behind Call of Duty. Cheating remains, and of course, it remains a persistent problem due to criticism for insufficient measures to address the issue. They range from aim backs and wall hacks, and of course, Call of Duty developers have regularly seen introducing anti-cheat systems, and of course, they always adapt and find new methods. That's just common with many games with cheating, but a new issue. Of course, this is with the launch of Season 5 on Warzone. Of course, there's been positive reviews with Modern Warfare 3 releasing on Xbox Game Pass. Of course, Game Pass is under a lot of scrutiny right now with many governments around the world, right, or at least in the U.S. right now. We don't know if it's a global issue. And of course, this involves people using the PC version from the Microsoft store, but but it ends up appearing with an Xbox logo. That's because commonly the Microsoft Store version on PC lists players as Xbox users in lobbies. Of course, this also disguises with PC cheers. It also disguises their activities. And of course, the current anti-cheat system, which is called the Richet system, has been ineffective in addressing the problem so far. And developers have not yet issued the situation publicly. And of course, players have been reacting to this on Reddit, and according to Game Rant. Um, One user encountered reporting multiple cheaters in several consecutive games. Another noting the prevalence of assists and wall hacks, and one player saying it's unplayable. We mentioned that at the start of the story. A third user expressed skepticism of Activision addressing these issues, suggesting that the upcoming release of a new Call of Duty game may not lead to significant changes or improvement in the current game. And of course, it's already unclear how long it will take for developers to resolve the cheating issue. However, Activision has done some steps in order to correct this problem, according to in combating the issue for Call of Duty, and they have shut down 2 major providers of cheating software. However, Game Pass has also been having problems with Modern Warfare 3 with server-related problems, so the issues may remain. This is according to Game Rant. The other day. But it is a sad thing to say. Like, Call of Duty is a good game. It's always been a good game. I've never been into it myself. But the amount of cheating that is going on is a sad thing to say. And that, to me, is a pretty bad state of affairs Xbox is already having. One, with the Xbox 360 shutdowns. That's not a big shock. Them just delisting Sonic Generations, that's not a shock. They're about to do that regardless. But with this, and of course the problems with Game Pass already, is kind of leading to more problems as it seems right now. In other video game related news today, and this is involved with Madden 25, of course, College Football 25 came out earlier this month, as it is officially after midnight in the central time zones here in the United States. They officially released they're starting to slowly release the Madden ratings for Madden 25. For those of y'all into sports video games. And of course, this is through and via ESPN. And this is with each position's top 10. Now, does that mean anything? Well, if you know a little bit about sports, maybe. If you're not, you can ignore this story. But to me, it's still an important story to tell for those into sports games, into Madden. I mean, right now, the biggest craze is College Football 25, and it's having a lot of success. Here, of course, Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers will be on the Madden cover. And here are the top 10 positions by position. For the wide receivers, this is offense. For the Dolphins, for Tyreek Hill, he's on the Dolphins. He's a 99 overall. He's in the 99 club. Justin Jefferson for the Vikings is a 98 overall. CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys is a 96 overall. A.J. Brown for the Eagles is a 95 overall. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Lions is a 95 overall, tied with A.J. Brown. Devontae Adams on the Raiders is a 94 overall. Jamar Chase is a 93 overall for the Bengals. Texans have Stephon Diggs. He's a 92 overall. Mike Evans for the Buccaneers is a 91 overall. And Brandon Ayuk with the San Francisco 49ers is a 91 overall. Of course, the Madden ratings basically are set up like, oh, you're good if you're really fast, or you're really fast, or you're really good at play calling and stuff. That's basically what these are. And if you're a good route runner, that's how these scores are determined for wide receivers. That's normally how it goes. We're not going to explain this all. And of course, the players that aren't in the top 10 this year are Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, Terry McLaurin, and Amari Cooper. Now the safeties. Safeties are a different position altogether. This is a defensive position. But safeties are really good at. We'll explain this after we reveal what ESPN revealed. So ESPN, Jesse Bates III on the Falcons is a 97 overall. Antone Winfield Jr., I probably pronounced that wrong, on the Buccaneers is a 94 overall. Fitzpatrick, I cannot pronounce that first name. We're just going to go with the last name, Fitzpatrick, on the Pittsburgh Steelers is a 93 overall. Derwin James Jr. for the Chargers, LA, 91 overall. And he's tied with Tyrann Matthews on the Saints as a 91 overall as well. Number 6 is Budda Baker for the Cardinals, 90 overall. Kevin Bard III for the Bears is in 89 overall. He's tied for 7th alongside Kyle Hamilton for the Ravens. Talona Hungfunga, I probably pronounced that wrong too, for the 49ers is an 88 overall, and Javon Holland for the Dolphins is an 88 overall. Unlike the wide receivers, this one in major categories, the players are measured in these categories. Obviously, pursuit, zone coverage, man coverage. Zone coverage, safety catching, man coverage, pursuit. That's normally what this is all about. But there doesn't seem to be, and those are the only 2 positions they have announced so far. And it looks like that's the only major positions they've announced so far. Throughout the week, we should be getting more reveals. But for those 2 major positions, the ratings are a load of BS if you talk to many Madden gamers, because there's some players that don't deserve to be in those top categories. There's some that do. But for now, that is what we know so far, and that's okay for us. If you're a gamer, that's okay. In other news, in other video, and of course, PlayStation announced today a special edition controller. An Astro Brock controller. This is from PlayStation. They officially revealed today there will be an Astrobot limited edition DualSense wireless controller. And of course, pre-orders begin on this next week, August 9th. It is a fun controller built for a supervised fun adventure with Astro. Of course, they're working on a new Astrobot game, which is scheduled for release September 6th. The game, of course, the game will feature 50 planets, new power-ups, lots of enemies and secrets, and PlayStation-infused characters to collect. It will also feature a brand new DualSense controller, turned into a living character and helping Astro on his mission. Today, they have announced that they will be able to charge Astro's new supersized adventure along with the cool new DualSense wireless controller, Astrobot Limited Edition. And of course, the design features Astro's signature blue and we're just going to use a regular PS4 controller accents on the controller. So it will have blue accents on the handles, I believe it's going to be right here and here. That's where it's going to be on those. It will also feature carved-in sci-fi lines as well as a trademark eyes on the touchpad here. And it will also feature the blue mark on the handle on the buttons as well. So, and this is a normal PS5 controller. This is what, and of course, you can look this up on the PlayStation blog according to this. So it will start at Friday, August 9th at 9 p.m. Pacific in the US and 10 a.m. local time in UK, France, Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Italy, Spain, Austria, and Portugal. Will be able to pre-order it. Of course, it will be depending on region. Of course, it does depend on the price for the region. Of course, it's $79.99 in the States. Other countries in the world, it's different prices. The pound. It will also launch on September 6th alongside the Astrobot game. You will be able to feel some of the textures with the controller, with any of the controller. It looks like with all the DualSense controllers, apparently. And of course, Astro has new powers and all that. But of course, if you've already know about the Astrobot game, this is kind of cool that they're releasing this alongside the game. So that's also really good for the games, for that game. And of course, that game comes out September 6th. We are and of course there is other news we can't really get to, and there's never going to be enough news. But we are going to look up some of course, and of course, there's another story. This is coming out of Nintendo Live. Ed Boon says Mortal Kombat 1 could have years of updates and DLC. That's according to Nintendo Live. And of course, the Canadians Writers Association stands in Solar. I don't know how to say this. With the striking members of the Screen Guild, Screen Members Guild over a strike over the video game industry. That shouldn't delay anything. We're keeping. Of course, that's some of the other stories that we're not going to cover tonight. That this needs, and of course, but we will be keeping, and of course, next month, of course, as we get into August, we will really be keeping informed with the video game news coming out of Gamescom, which is next month, actually starting on the 25th. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. And that is all for tonight's video game news. And I'm gonna leave you on this note. I don't want to be I'm not a reporter. I just give you a summary from multiple different outlets that I trust on video games and stuff. I'm just following what the news takes me. I just report the news. I don't make the news. But we need to give appreciation to those that dedicate their time towards these stories. And that's all for video game news on this July 29th. Currently now, July 30th, 2024. We'll see you back here tomorrow.